Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. Today I'm in my messy garage working on the 76 Monarch. And in the last video, I was talking about changing things on the engine after I started it. Like I wanted to change the distributor, the wiring, the ignition box, the coil. I needed to hook up throttle cable, TV cable for the trans. So I went shopping. Speedway had a real nice deal on a kit. It has a total street performance billet distributor, electronic whatchamacallit pickup, adjustable vacuum advance. It's really nice billet housing. Okay, the kit also included some MSD Street Fire wires, black, which is what I wanted. The kit also came with a Pertronics flamethrower coil. Okay, came with a MSD coil wire. It must be different than the coil wire that came with the wire kit. And it came with a Moroso distributor clamp to hold the distributor in the engine. This is the wiring harness for the distributor. It's a real simple hookup. I think there's a ground, a power wire, and a wire that goes to the tach. Very simple. Like a Pertronics style distributor. I also bought a bracket that goes on the carburetor, and it has return springs and different holding devices for the throttle cable and the transmission TV cable. A little adapter for the carburetor, so it's got all kinds of good stuff in it. So I'm going to get to work on this, but that'll take care of the engine part. But I got a big problem. Transmission doesn't work. So I screwed something up in there. I don't know what it is yet. But the engine runs, but it will not go into gear. It doesn't go forward, doesn't go reverse. It doesn't do anything. And I checked out on the transmission forums on the internet. First thing they say is to unhook transcooler lines and see if you have flow through the transcooler. I did that. It's real easy to get to this front one here. I took that apart, started the engine, nothing. No fluid came out. And it should be squirting fluid out of there. It's not. So that means that the transmission's not pumping fluid. The other indicator that it's not pumping fluid is after the engine's running, the fluid level should have dropped. You know, on your dipstick, my dipstick, even with the engine running, is way over full. And it's only got 9 quarts total in it, and it takes 10 or 11, or depends how big your transcooler is. But anyways, the issue is that the transmission's not pumping fluid, and I have to investigate what I screwed up on it. I don't know if the torque converter got pulled out of the pump when I tightened it up, or if I have it in the wrong position. I don't know what it is yet, folks. I just know that it's messed up. I gotta do some investigating, figure out what it is, and then fix it. So there's enough talk. It's time to get the wrenches out and get to work. First thing I'm gonna do is the distributor, and I can pull all these wires off. Well, I can leave them on the cap. I can just pull them off the spark plugs. And I'll pull the distributor out of there. I'll take the coil off too. Excuse me, guys. Step in front of you here. I think should move this stuff out of the way. Okay. Just drop it right back in the big box. Okay, so I'm going to take the cap off the distributor first to see where the rotor is pointing. And I can rock the engine to get it to point to the number 1 spark plug wire, which in this case is the one straight back closest to the carburetor. I'm going to find a Phillips head screwdriver. Take the cap off. Okay. All right, so I got the cap, all the wires off. I'm going to shove that over here off to the side. Rotor right now is pointing over here. I'm going to do a little starter action here to get it pointed more toward number 1, which in this case is pointing at the carburetor. There's also a mark on the distributor, so I can see that. What's going on here? Helps if the battery's hooked up, doesn't it? All right, try it. There we go. Whoa, look at that. That will work. Looking at the timing marks, it looks like it's 10:20, I don't know, 25-ish before top dead center. That's close enough. As long as I put that distributor in with the rotor pointing that same direction, vacuum canister pointing toward the front, we should be good. I get a 1/2-inch wrench to pull that out. I think for safety, I'm going to undo the battery again. Pull that vacuum line off. I'll need that for the other distributor. Oh, I got to unplug the wires. Okay, so now the old one comes out. See there. I need to put some oil on the new gear new distributor. I'll do that over the garbage can here so I don't make a big mess. I'm just coating the gear up really well. All right. That's okay, guys. I got that. Stay there. Okay, so now catch some of my oil drips. So I want the vacuum advance forward, rotor pointing back here to number 1. Stab it down in there. Well, depending where number 1 is on the cap, that might be it right there. Wouldn't that be something? You can make number 1 any position. I'm just doing it this way because it'll start easier. I don't have to worry about stuff. Just my mind is going way faster than my mouth's moving. So I'm going to take a little piece of tape, find out how the cap goes on here. Got to be a notch or something to locate it, because they only go on one way. I'm not seeing anything. Oh wait, I feel something over here. Yeah, drop her down, spin it around till it drops from, yeah, right there. So what's locating it? All right, there's a couple little tabs in the cap that fit into a notch distributor. All right, so with this on here, it looks like, get that back down right there. Looks like this one back here, number 1, like where my finger is. I got movement here. I think that'll work. I'm going to leave it just like it is. Okay, so screwdriver, put the cap on. If it doesn't start, I know how to fix it, so this should do it though. Cap's on, distributor's loose. Get my new Moroso clamp. Do a little test fit here. Sometimes new parts just don't fit, so I'm going to test. And I gotta change my glasses. Also, I need some light. I like these headlight things. They work good. Slide that out of the way. Yeah. I'm not happy with the fit. I'm going back to the Ford method. This fits right in there. Clamps on there securely. Easy to get to. That's what I'm going with. Okay. I'm going to just snug it a little bit so I can still move the distributor, but it's not going to move on its own. That'll be good. All right, so the distributor needs to be plugged in. I'm seeing 4 wires. I thought there was 3, but I see 4. A black, a red, and a brown go to a plug, and then there's a separate gray wire. That might be the tack. All right. Let's see. This vacuum line is going to go to the carburetor. Right over here. PCV's got to go to the front of the carburetor. There. And wires. I'm going to put you on time lapse while I do this so you don't get too bored. Wires are on, coils installed. I need to take off the temporary MSD box. Okay, and then I need to take a look at the wiring diagram to see exactly how to hook the distributor up. I'm almost certain those 4 wires, the gray one is going to be the tack wire. The other one's got to be like a ground, a power, and coil or something. Because all it is a distributor and a coil. It's a lot like Pertronics. All they have is a ground, a power, a coil. Now I need to find a Phillips head. Oh. Here's my Phillips screwdriver. Phillips bit's not in it. I was using it for that distributor. I'll just get another screwdriver. I got a lot of those bits, but I'm not going to look for it right now. Just get a different bit. Okay. This MSD box out. Just like that. Now I just need to unhook the wires that I just hooked up the other day. Just this one. That went to the distributor. When I was switching those 2 wires around, it was these 2. There's a purple and a green on the MSD box. The distributor I was using had purple and an orange. So I just hooked purple to purple, orange to green. That was wrong. I had to flip it to get the car to run right. All right, I'm going to neaten this stuff up, get the wiring diagram, and figure out what wires are which for the coil and power. And we're going to go on to the next step after that. Found the wiring diagram. It was simple. Yellow goes to the negative coil, red to the positive coil along with the ignition source for 12 volts, and then black to ground. The gray wire is tack. I have that stuff hooked up. I'm just going to see if I can get it to spark off a little bit. I'm not going to let it run long because I'm still not really sure what's going on with the torque converter and everything. Just want to see if I got the distributor in right. Sounds like it'll run. Okay, so now I need to investigate why the trans isn't working. It's on jack stands. So now we're going to crawl under there and check things out. I got it high enough that you guys should be able to fit under here with me. Let's see, where should I put you? How about if we go from the front? Okay. You should be able to kind of see what I'm going to do from here. What I'm going to do is loosen the torque converter and see if it has movement fore and aft from the flex plate. Now, when I rebuilt this trans, I did it with some CDs that I bought a while back on how to rebuild an AOD from Bad Shoe Productions. Excellent videos. He shows you at every step of the way exactly what you need to do. And he was saying, if your AOD doesn't already have a hole drilled in it here, like an inspection hole, to drill it. I'm glad I did, because I'm going to use that hole to get up in there and see if I can move that torque converter after I loosen up the nuts that hold the converter to the flex plate. Let's get going here. I need to crawl in from the side because I got the jack stands and you guys right where I would need to be. That's all right. I can work around you. Get this sauce pipe out of the way here. Really? You just had to do that, eh? I put him over there and he rolls over there. Oh, okay. Well, I got one right here. Crack her loose. If I have room, I'll use my electric doohickey to blast them off there. I don't know, this bar might be in my way. Maybe if I rotate that down. I got my whatchamacallit buttons hooked to the starter. So I can turn the engine from underneath here by pushing that button. I get this in there. No, I'm gonna have to do it manually. But if you remember, I put red Loctite on these So I just can't spin them off with my fingers. Now I can because I got it loose, but all right, here's one. Hit the button. And the next one. Whoop. Got a lot of things running through my head right now. You know, as is this going to tell me that the torque converter moves 4.5? If it does, then that would indicate that it's on correctly. If it doesn't move, that would tell me I screwed something up putting things together. Whatever it is, I hope I can find out quick and fix it. All right. Got that last one that I already loosened. Get it there. Yeah, I can get it. Now, one thing I didn't bring with me under here is a screwdriver. I'm going to need to see if I can move that torque converter. So hang on, guys. I'll be back in I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. Oh, I got to get up off the ground. Go get a screwdriver. I think I'll bring two. All right. Back under here. Okay. Huh. It doesn't seem to be moving. And look under there. Nothing that I see is a problem. But it should move. And it's not. Not at all. Not what I was hoping for, guys. I think what I'm going to do now is hold my finger on the starter button, let this spin, and watch this flex plate, see if it's wobbling around or anything. Here we go. I see it like going a little bit, but nothing bad. See, I can flex the plate away from the converter, but the converter itself is not moving. That means I screwed it up when I put it together, which means it's got to come out of here. So now I got to start looking to see what's needed. Let me get it out. Got to take the starter off. I'll try to do it without taking these exhaust pipes off. This one's loose, so that won't come off easy. But this side here was a pain in the butt to get to. After the starter, got 2 trans lines to come off. 6 bell housing bolts. Got to undo shift linkage. Support the trans. Take cross member off. Take drive shaft out. It's going to be a big project, especially laying on the ground doing this without a hoist or a lift or whatever you want to call those fancy things I don't have. All right. I bitched and moaned enough. Let's get to it. I don't know if I'm going to have you guys watch this. Yeah, I think I'll just end the video here for today. How does that sound? Video's long enough. I'll end it today. And I'll get this thing out of here and report back what I find. Can't get my light turned off. There we go. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned to the channel for an update on what the heck I did wrong. I'm going to crawl over to the camera and turn you guys off. All right. See you later, or talk to you later.